Hello students, welcome back. Today we are going to study about human digestive system. So what is human digestive system? It is a very complex system. It consists of alimentary canal and associated glands. The human digestive system consists of rectum, large intestine, small intestine, pancreas, stomach, liver, along with the gallbladder, esophagus, salivary gland, and mouth. The food is taken in by the mouth, where it is broken down into simple compound. Teeth help in grinding the food, and the tongue helps to mix the food thoroughly with saliva. Saliva is secreted by salivary glands. Saliva contain enzyme amylase which digest the carbohydrate in mouth into smaller compounds. The chewed food mixed with saliva is called bolus, which is pushed into esophagus by tongue. The wall of esophagus is made up of several layers. The cavity inside the esophagus is called the esophageal lumen, which is flexible and allow food of different size to go down through esophagus. The several layer of esophagus continues to the entire digestive system. The outer two layer of esophagus aids in the peristaltic movement. Thus, allows the food to downwards towards the stomach. This process of rhythmic contraction and relaxation of esophageal wall is called peristalsis. The peristaltic movement contracts esophagus and keeps pushing the food down into the stomach. The stomach has mainly 6 regions. The structure of stomach is similar to that of esophagus. It has a larger duodenum muscle outside. Underneath, there is circular muscle fibers. Then there is oblique muscles over the mucosal layer. Then inside the stomach, there is folded regions called rugae, which enables the stomach to enlarge when food is inside it. The wall of stomach contains gastric glands. They produce mucus, which protects the internal layer of stomach by the action of hydrochloric acid. The hydrochloric acid is secreted when we see or smell the food. Even when the stomach muscles expand, they stimulate gastric glands to secrete gastric acid. About 1 to 2 liters of gastric acid is produced in a day. Esophagus does not have a mucus layer, whereas the stomach has. So these two organs are separated by the sphincter called esophageal sphincter. This sphincter relaxed when the food is pushed in the stomach and prevent the acid and food to go back into the esophagus. Gastric juice consists of hydrochloric acid, enzyme pepsin, intrinsic factor, and lipase for the digestion of fat. In addition to food, often bacteria and pathogen enter our alimentary canal. So, hydrochloric acid kills the bacteria that enters along with the food. Also, this hydrochloric acid convert gastric pepsinogen into pepsin. Pepsin break down proteins in the stomach. For vitamin B12 absorption by the intestine, the intrinsic factor is needed, which is produced by the gastric gland. This vitamin must combine with intrinsic factor so that it may also be absorbed later by the small intestine. Vitamin B12 helps to keep the blood cells, nerves healthy and helps to make the DNA. It also contains gastric lipase and acid-resistant enzyme for the fat digestion. It splits triglycerides into free fatty acids and diglyceride, whereby only the free fatty acids can be absorbed by the body. Further fat digestion takes place in the small intestine. Gastric juice and stomach movement occur in every 20 minutes and mixes the food well with the gastric juice. This food mixed well with gastric juice is called chyme. Food stays in stomach for 4 to 5 hours. At the stomach exit, there is a muscular sphincter which do not allow food to directly enter into the small intestine. This sphincter is called pyloric sphincter. The food altogether do not go in small intestine. It is pushed into small intestine only in small fractions. The first section of the small intestine is called the duodenum. In this section, the pancreas pour its secretions. Pancreatic juice contains mainly the enzyme and proenzyme. Food from stomach has a higher pH value. So, in order to reduce the pH, the pancreatic juice contains sodium hydrogen carbonate, which neutralize the acid in chyme to the pH value 7 to 8. Pancreatic juice also contain a proenzyme called trypsinogen. Trypsinogen gets converted into trypsin and activates other trypsinogen and splits the protein. It also has amylase, which was in the mouth. Now it does the rest of the splitting of the carbohydrates. Furthermore, pancreatic lipase split triglycerides into 2 fatty acids. The gastric lipase earlier produced only 1 free fatty acids. Now the bile breaks the fat into tiny droplets. This is known as emulsification. Bile is produced by the liver cell and is stored in gallbladder. Bile juice contains 2 components, that is bilirubin and biliverdin. The small intestine actually consists of 3 parts: the duodenum, ileum and jejunum. The ileum connects small intestine to the large intestine. The parts of duodenum and jejunum has the circular folds to increase the surface area for absorption. These folds are further covered with a small layer of finger-like projections called villi. Villi increase the surface area considerably. Villi are approximately 1 millimeter long. Each villus contains the blood capillaries, lymphatic capillaries called lacteals. The nutrients are absorbed by each of the villus and further absorbed by blood capillaries. Thus, these nutrients are now absorbed by the blood. Some nutrients such as glucose do not require any kind of carrier, so they are transported finely along with the bloodstream. Other nutrients require transport protein called transferrin. Fats are transported by chylomicron, which are lipoproteins. The triglycerides, which are to be transported, are virtually enclosed in the lipoproteins. Chylomicrons and triglycerides are then transported by the lacteals of villus. Each villus is having an even smaller microvilli. This increases the surface area considerably. The villi and microvilli absorb nutrients and transport them to the inside. So the last part of small intestine is the ileum. It has circular folds. It absorbs electrolytes such as calcium for building bones and teeth. It also absorbs trace elements such as zinc for the sperm production and immune system. Also, it absorbs vitamin B12 for the formation and maturation of the red blood cells. Even the bile acid is absorbed, which is transported back to the liver. As you have seen peristalsis in esophagus, in contrast, segmentation contraction is there to mix the chyme. Segmentation contraction mixes the food well. Large intestine is thicker than the small intestine. It is about 1 to 1.5 meters and surrounds the small intestine. The small intestine is connected to the large intestine by Bowens valve. Large intestine do not have any villi because almost all the absorption has been done in the small intestine. However, large intestine has about 100 of bacteria inside it. They are important for many tasks such as production of vitamins, decomposition of fibers, and for the body's energy production. Many of these bacteria aids in immunity by killing germs. By peristalsis movement, the food is transported through the ascending colon to the transverse colon and then to the descending colon. Further, the substance which is not digested by the small intestine and large intestine remains in the rectum and is finally excreted out through the anus. That's all with this content. I hope you have understood well. Thank you.